Hi, very good morning. So today I'm going to show you a very important, interesting event which shaped the present day Himalayas. What was it? Now this is a very important question. What was it that shaped the future of the Himalayas in the past and the Himalayas which we are? A lot of theories have been propagated, lots of dates have been calculated, but the most interesting and the important question which still remained unanswered was, when did the two giants in the past, the Indian plate and the Tibetan plate, collided? There have been various theories, collision theories have been proposed. There have been timings which has been propagated, citing different examples. But the most important, the significant thing which I personally feel, and after observing uh, uh, batholiths of Ladakh, I am able to conclude that with evidence that magmatic activity, which occurred about 30 to 40 kilometers below the surface of the earth, was responsible for finding and uplifting. So these rocks which you are seeing behind me was once upon a time magma, and these magma was prevalent about 30 to 50 kilometers below the surface of the earth. Then certain activities happened during Gondwana times, after which the Indian plate started drifting north, and once this drifting started, the planet at that time was ruled by dinosaurs. And then there was a massive volcanic activity which happened in the peninsular part of India and is famous as Deccan volcanic. That activity was responsible for actually creating a crust of kilometers, and that additional weight, which was a result of Deccan volcanism, created a lot of weight on the Indian plate, and as a result of which the Indian movement gradually almost became standstill. The activity, but it had its repercussion on the northern side along the Indian suture, which we call now presently, but along the Tibetan plateau, along the Tibetan, various tectonic events which was responsible for creating a trench, weakening the crust there, and as a result of which the magma intruded into it, and we are seeing these are all magmatic hills. Behind me are all magmatic hills, and this is actually, but still this magma consolidated about 30 to 50 kilometers below the surface of the earth. Once this consolidated, this punctured the crust at that time, and the entire crust was punctured, and this magma solidified. But then again, this entire event was taking place around 30 to 50 kilometers below the surface of the earth. Then what was the forces which were responsible for uplifting of these Himalayas? That was the question mark. The Indian plate was like traveling from Africa, and then it almost like became standstill till where its present position near Delhi, the Aravalli range. So that was the point the Indian plate moved. So Indian plate never collided with the Tibetan plate. We never found any evidence, direct evidence, where we can actually say that the Indian plate had collided with the Tibetan plate. No, no evidence is there. It is just a suturing. The entire Tethys Sea, which was separating India and Tibet about long back, continued to separate it, and then till 20 million years, or maybe younger, time, younger in time, because we have evidence of fossils which are about 20 million years in the Tethyan Himalayan sequence. So that is actually culminating the closure of the Tethys Sea, but Indian plate and Tibetan plate never came in contact. So the weight of the Indian plate actually led to certain upheavals in the magma, and this magma, due to isostatic principles, combined with the magmatic activity, forced the granite and the crustal material to be uplifted and elevated to the present positions which we are seeing now. So these positions of Mount Everest, about 8,848 kilometers, kilometers in meters, approximately 9 kilometers of uplift, was due to the isostatic uh, disequilibrium which was created due to the accumulation of basalts in on the Indian plate. That was about 63 million years ago, and as a result of which it took about 40 more million years, or maybe more than that, for the Himalayas to attain the height which they have attained today. So this is quite interesting, and quite interesting hypothesis which I am going, evidences which we have got. We have got beautiful crustal material which has been, and the granites again intruded by the secondary intrusions, which ultimately led to the evolution of the Himalayas, evolution of the batholiths, and then subsequently those forces which punctured the crust about 30 to 40 kilometers below the surface of the earth, they created crustal shortening, and that led to the drag. So that led to the shortening of the oceanic crust, and this resulted in very fast movement of the Indian plate to its and subsequently the sea material, all the oceanic material which was once upon a time separating India and Tibetan plate, was all dragged up in the uh, present form which we call the Himalayas. So the Himalayas, right from Chandigarh to the present position in along the Indus Sangpo Sucha zone, all across from Nanga Parvat through Namcha Parvat, is nothing but the ocean floor and the sediments which were deposited on it over the period of time being elevated to its present position. So this is quite interesting hypothesis which I'm going to propose based on the so many interesting evidence. So here I'm going to show you, this is the crustal material, and a portion of it, and then this is the granite intrusion, and then this is the secondary granite secondary intrusions here, and we have a quartz vein here. So this entire episode explains the entire forces which were responsible for the accumulation of massive magma formation of about 2,400 kilometers, extending from Nanga Parvat to Namcha Parvat, and then we had this massive volcanic activity, and without understanding the significance of this massive batholithic formations which we are seeing right across the Indus Sangpo Sucha zone, we cannot understand processes involved in the upliftment of the Himalayas. So This is quite interesting observations which I have made, and uh, now only the dating part will be done, and I think we'll come up with some interesting dates, and that will solve the mystery of the timing of collision, the timing of formation of the magma, and the timing of upliftment of these massive batholithic hills which led to the formation and evolution of the Himalayas. Thank you.